Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I will be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 48th episode of Campaign 2 of Castles and Cantrips, where some of your most favoritist streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Nina Nikolic, Virtual Spectre, and Boobs Like Jagger from the GGN crew. Mac will be joining us here shortly before the episode ends at some point. See, I didn't say she's gone this time.
She's gonna return. That's why.
Yeah.
Today.
I hope you all are having a Friday or a Saturday if you're in Nina's case.
You're in the future.
If you're in the future. Hope you're all having an excellent day so far and are ready for some D&D. I know for some reason, I know we just played last week, but it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a long time. I don't know why.
It feels like a long time. I think it's just been a long week.
It has.
Yeah.
It very much has. Well, for those of you that are joining us, welcome on in. And if you didn't know, we have a YouTube. youtube.com/@casters and cantrips. And we're actually there right now. Or if you're listening to us later, we were there right then. Or if you're watching the VOD, we're still there now, but it happened then there. Yeah, that works, right?
Yeah. Yep. Checks out.
So you can go check that out over there, or you can check us out on our podcast, which is at anywhere that podcasts are sold. You name a podcast and we're probably there if I had anything to do with it or if I could help it. And our podcast and YouTube are the only place that you can catch our Out of Combat episodes, which are the episodes after the episode where we talk about the episode. How many times did I say episode in this description? Where we have some of the cast talk about what happened previously. We get some cool behind the scenes discussions. We get some of the insight from the players themselves on what happened. They try and extract secrets from me, the DM, about the campaign. All in all, a fun time to talk about the previous episode, but you only get those on podcasts or on YouTube after the fact. They're not live anywhere.
And you're not going to want to miss the next one because it's ladies' night again. And we always get a little crazy.
Yeah, things always get a little unhinged.
I'm like looking forward to, usually I don't look forward to the end of the session, but tonight I'm like, ooh, after the session, we're going to gossip and we're going to talk about boys or something.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty to gossip about after this episode, knowing what's going to happen. But I did. Okay, sorry everybody, I lied. You can find the Out of Combat elsewhere. It's our Patreon, and you get it early. You actually get that one 4 or 5 days early. Because on Patreon, you get early access to the episodes, to the early access podcast format for our Tome of Knowledge show, which happens on Mondays, as well as our combat episodes. So go check that out, our Patreon. And there is a tier there where you can help me create an NPC that will appear in the campaign somewhere in the world.
I forgot. Can the cast do that?
I don't know. Probably not.
What if I really wanted to?
You could do it. You could sponsor someone else to do it. I'd allow that.
You make a new email and then you sign up for Patreon and then you create a phone name.
No.
And boom.
Yeah.
Bunny Saurus seems like a cool person. I've never
create a
heard
phony
of them.
name of which I have to interact with and talk to you about creating an NPC. How long can you keep up this ruse?
Who says I haven't already?
Hey.
No, I couldn't. I'm very bad at that sort of thing.
But anyway, hopefully we're in for some funness tonight. I said hopefully. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun, good time. But with that being said, we're almost at 4,600 podcast listens. So if you do check us out over there, say hi to us. Welcome. Let us know how much you enjoy it. Or if you hate the podcast, let me know what you hate about it.
I don't get why I can't see anything.
Why can't I see them?
This sucks.
I will
Dudes
say though,
talk. Ugh.
I will say the podcasts and the VODs after the fact do get some extra love, and the audio is better, by the way.
Mhm.
So painstakingly edit the audio to make our voices sound warmer and more welcoming. I don't know what I'm saying. They sound great.
And make you feel better that you can't see it with your eyeballs.
Exactly. Thank you. But anyway, last and certainly not least, if you want to talk to us about what you hate about the podcast, go join our Discord. Discord.gg/casters and cantrips, excuse me. And give us some feedback over there. If you want us to talk about anything in particular, or if you have any questions about the campaign or D&D in general, we got shows for that. So we will most happily read your questions. But without any further ado, I think that we should go ahead and start tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips. Our story last left off with the party at an uneasy standstill with the spirit of Kael in the ruins. The apparition had rationalized with themselves that the group were there to take it being some unknown artifact from centuries before. He then fled deeper into the ruins through the very walls. Cooter then regained control of her own constitution shortly thereafter, where the party then decided that they needed to go deeper into the subterranean ruins. As they delved, they began to see more and more similarities of architecture of the ruins on the Whispering Isle. It belonged to some sort of ancient arcane group that had apparently used this location for potentially necromancy or experimentation. After slaying many undead enemies along the way, the party finally found themselves at the very heart of the complex. It was a large open chamber with statues to long-forgotten idols, though in its center was a beholder zombie, an ever-watchful minion of a long-dead master perhaps. The party were able to banish it momentarily from the material plane, just long enough to escape with their lives and with the treasures of the ruins. And that is where we'll begin our episode this evening. So, you all are out of the ruins, spending time making your way back to the ship where the repairs are currently underway with the rest of your crew. And if you haven't already, you will get the benefits of a long rest at this point. I was just being pedantic with you earlier.
I had been
Dina.
saying.
She's like, "You get a long rest." I was like, "No, you don't."
Yes.
So for anyone who's keeping count, it is now the 12th of Sextus. It is a new day on the Isle. You know that repairs are estimated to take up to 30 days, as your ship was barely serviceable, as you sort of made makeshift camp on this island. And due to some, I will say, procedural arguments, the vote on who the next captain will be has been postponed until the ship has been fully repaired. So, with that, you will have 30 days of downtime to do whatever you want. You could pursue a hobby, perhaps, try and learn a new skill, or sway some of your fellow crew members to one of the potential candidates. But before we get to that, I have some loot to give you all.
Ooh.
Woo, loot.
and I believe I mentioned
This
this
from last time.
at the very end last time, but I will do so once again. And these numbers are going to sound funny, but that's how they rolled. It's all random. 120 platinum pieces, 1,200 gold pieces, 12,000 silver pieces, and 1,100 copper pieces. You also get a pair of engraved bone dice worth 25 gold pieces and a carved bone statuette worth 100 gold pieces. You also find a beautifully crafted pendant made from a rare shimmering metal. It's shaped with an intricate and interlocking geometric design with a large multifaceted crystal at its center. This crystal will capture light and refract it, sort of creating a dazzling display of colors inside of it. And then surrounding this crystal in the pendant are runes and symbols of some arcane, ancient iconography. And it also has a sturdy chain made of the same material as the pendant. Holding it in your hands, you can definitely get the sensation that pretty good chance this thing is magical.
I wish to identify.
Okay. Hooter, you begin
First
your-
thing I do.
She just yanked it out of the pocket that it's in.
Yeah. with my little gizmo, that thing we were so scared to touch, Kuda takes out her little gizmo and can use identify through gizmo.
Very nice. What does that look like with your sort of pearl-shaped robot best friend casting a spell
He just-
for you?
Yeah, he just like flutters over and starts like glowing this really pretty like purpley pink and just kind of settles on top of the item. And then you see Kuda's eyes glow the same color while she's considering this thing.
As you take your 10 minutes of ritual casting and consideration on the item, you begin to learn some of the properties of this item. This is what is known as the Arcane Locus. It is extremely old, which you gathered pre-catastrophe, so several centuries. It has some particular magical properties about it. First, it can amplify the potency of arcane spells cast by the wielder, meaning that when you attune to this item, you will get a +2 bonus to spell attack rolls and an increased spell save DC of 2. It is also a mystic conduit. It can store arcane energy. Once per day, the wielder can use the locus to regain a spell slot of up to 5th level. That is as an action.
This is a piece fit for a captain. This is.
Oh,
It
that's a good
is.
idea. We should give it to the captain.
Oh, I wasn't
my.
done.
Oh my.
Oh, oh, there's more, Cooter?
Nina says.
There's
or
more.
Cooter says.
There's more? Tell us.
There's
Tell us, Cooter.
more. I'm not done.
Tell us more.
It also has a sort of resonance, arcane resonance to it. The locus will occasionally emit a soft melodic hum that can provide cryptic hints and insights to you. These sounds can be distracting, which could cause the wielder to occasionally lose concentration on complex tasks, including spells.
Tricksy.
It's
But so powerful. Oh my god.
It also has a feature known
I'm
as
not done.
known as Memory of the Catastrophe. You can gain fragments of knowledge and memories from before the catastrophe at various points. Also, once per long rest, you can access these memories to gain advantage on arcana or history checks related to ancient magic in the time before the catastrophe. This is an exceedingly powerful, ancient magical item.
This is an exceedingly powerful arcane magical item.
Wow. I bet you it's worth, and then I want to use my feature to tell how much it's worth.
Priceless.
Oh, that's no fun.
It is.
My knowledge tells me that this is priceless.
To expand, this is a priceless artifact from before the catastrophe, in that if you probably made it known that you were trying to sell this, the authorities that work tirelessly to keep these things out of the hands of the general populace, meaning your people, the Divine Order of Conservancy, as well.
Contact on site.
As well as those on Escos that serve the Lotus King, would also.
You said my people. Did you mean Emmy's people as well?
Yes.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is something that would catch the attention of all of those. So the Elysian Watch, Divine Order of Conservancy, and Emmy's people, as this is something that is exceedingly powerful. So,
Well, as pretty as that thing is, if you're gonna wear it, hide it.
Not a word to whisper.
Who's gonna? Cooter, are you gonna use it?
I don't know if we can even make that choice. It's not for one person to.
Well, I thought the part
simply
about the
take.
memories pre-catastrophe would be particularly interesting to you.
Yes, of course it would. But this is an insane amount of power for one person to hold. As
you
much as I
copy-paste
would
it,
love that.
Sander?
Well,
That was a lot to take in, so I need to.
uh-huh.
I need
We
to read
need
it
to
again.
share the load.
That thing would make me a powerhouse if my
Oh,
abilities are limited, and this just gives me one extra to
that's a really good
Right.
point. I forgot that you could only do like a couple spells ever, and you're usually pretty useless in combat compared to the rest of us.
Wow. Really, Emmy? Useless?
I didn't mean overall useless. I just mean comparatively, you can cast a lot less spells.
I am a playmaker,
You
all
can
right?
cast a
If
lot
you
more
recall,
tentacles, though.
I'm the one who banished that zombie beholder, and we got away clean.
Yes. So you're
Go
saying with
back.
this, you could do that twice?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
That's pretty good.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
Yes.
If someone, it's not like someone could tap into those memories and then someone else could use it, right? Like it would have to be one person would have access to this entire thingo.
Yes, you have to attune to this.
Yeah.
Can't you attune and unattune on like a short rest or a long rest or something?
I believe so. I believe it's a short rest, so it takes an hour.
So if we had like a bunch of days of downtime and Cooter wanted to use some of those days to borrow it to like do research or something, that's feasible?
I guess
Probably
like
confusing, but feasible.
because, you know, if we found ourselves in a place that these memories and the knowledge contained within them might be useful, considering I've been around a long time and have a lot of knowledge of these things, maybe it will connect some neurons in my brain. But during combat, it's not necessarily the most useful thing for me. It would certainly be made more useful by someone like Azric or Taj.
Well, yeah. I don't really have a say in this because that's not my forte. So, amongst you all, I trust you'll figure it out.
I dare say it will come down to circumstance, but we do need to entrust this to someone who
Whoever the
I
captain
suppose
is
could
should
make
get
the
it.
best use of it. Yes, I agree. Whoever that turns out to be.
That could be anyone. That could be you, Cooter, if you wanted to be captain.
Oh,
Now it comes with a perk.
well, if well,
I think you'd be a really good captain. I mean, if you learned how to not puke at the sight of blood, maybe.
I think he's probably best in the hands of someone who doesn't panic every other
Yeah,
motion.
that's a good point. So, Taj?
Well, no, I'll take it for now, and then Taj
Okay.
and I will talk later.
Okay. I feel kind of
interim
bad though,
pending
because
captain.
Hayden found it and now he doesn't get anything.
Oh, what do you mean? We have a whole trove here.
We have 12,000 silver pieces.
We should go shopping.
Well, most of the funds would go to repairing the ship. But,
Oh. Well, I could donate funds for that.
no need.
Hello.
We have plenty of coin here to fix the ship
Okay.
up.
Emmy, if you were feeling bad for me, you could include a finder's fee for me having found it and picked it up.
What's a finder's fee?
Don't worry about it.
Are you saying I should give you some gold?
It was in jest.
Oh, because I have some if you need some. You just have to ask. I don't really need it.
My purse is just fine.
Okay. I'm so confused.
So,
The entire concept of money is very confusing, to be honest.
it's bartering in a way. Except,
It's not.
yeah,
It does look pretty, though.
Okay, enough. Let's head back. We have what we need, and there is going to be a vote tonight for who is going. If I will remain captain, or a new one will take my. I will not persuade you. I trust all of you. If you want to cast your vote for me, I greatly appreciate it. You're all capable of making your own decisions as you're all officers of my ship.
Kuda's just giving Hayden the side eye, like, because she can
Well,
see his reaction.
the ship still has a lot of repairs, so we have some time.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So, think about it. I'm
Yes,
sure
I'd-
our
I'd-
100 pounds of delicious meat and this gold will appease the crew for quite some time.
Then let's head
Yeah,
back.
I have so much of the things to work on. The sprinkler system. That's right. Was there anything else? Come on, 30-day brain. Sprinkler system farming. Oh, is everyone okay? Do we have to? Is anyone hurt? Do we have to? Are we good?
We feel very rested.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, we should get back, I suppose. Yes.
Alrighty.
We head back, Mr. DM.
So you head back. It's only been about a day or so since you left. You basically had to spend the night somewhere in between on the way back. But you do make it back safely. You retrace your steps, and with the Titan boa gone from the area, you believe that that was sort of the apex predator of the region. So no other things would be in its area until other creatures start to realize that it's no longer with us anymore. So you make your way back to the ship as it is sort of careened on the land, or working that way to be so, as the crew begins repairing the ship, which will take 30 days. So the question that I have for you all as we are going through this is, you're going to have a whole month or so of downtime. There are several sort of activities that you can partake in for this downtime. And I will say you could do these to sort of your own benefit if you would like. The normal things, you could, do some carousing with the crew. You could try and research something if you needed it to. You could try and learn a new skill or a new tool or a new language. I mean, something of those sorts, your average thing, what you can do. Or you could spend this downtime to try and sway members of the crew to vote a certain way once the vote starts. We'll still use the same rules of the downtime activities. However, we will use that in favor of what you're trying to do with the crew. So let's say if you decided to do the work downtime activity, you would instead be doing some of the work for the crew, working alongside them, building rapport, getting down on their level so you don't seem as above them. If you were doing something along the lines of research, maybe you were researching what the crew members might want out of a new captain, what their desires are, what they think are good and negative qualities of a new captain for the ship. You could even, perhaps do some gambling to build rapport with those that are in favor of the sort of ill repute pastimes. You could also just do some general carousing of the crew, socializing, trying to gain their favor in other ways, and providing some food and drink for them. So all of those things are on the table. Any of those things, if you want to flavor it as you trying to sway the crew, you can. And I will say that when we're doing these downtime activities, I don't want you to have to divulge who you're trying to sway the crew to vote for. So if you want to do one of these downtime activities to sway the crew, you'll just message me on the side and tell me who you want them to be swayed toward, so we keep a little bit of suspense on the table for the group.
If your character, it would just in their very nature of being, would make it very painfully obvious who they're gonna be voting for.
I mean, that's up to you. You don't have to divulge it,
Okay.
but if you want to divulge
I was like,
it,
I get
then
what
I'm
you're
not gonna
going
stop
for,
you.
but I just don't think Emmy has that in her.
So there are, among the individual wants and needs of the sort of crew and what they are wanting out of a captain, there are really sort of 4 distinct groups among the crew. And usually when you're going to do these sort of downtime things, I'll just have you point out a specific group to make it easier. So these groups are, of course, the first group is the party. That's between you all. I'm not going to make you roll to change each other's minds. You can do that yourselves. The second group are the original members of the crew that you first started with. Those would be those like Kurzak, Karzak, Chowder, and those first initial group that you got. There are the newest members of the crew that weren't there in the beginning that you sort of picked up along the way, given the option to them to join you, sort of thing, as you had destroyed their previous vessels or captured. So those would be like Hellman and Lucille and Jax, or even Magnar in this case, being a newer member. And then there's those that are part of the Banshee's crew, which would be Whisper and those that came with her. So those are the 4 sort of distinct groups that are your sort of demographics for the crew, per se, of voting blocks. So what we will do is I will just start, and I think a good place to start is we'll just pick Azric, since it's your sort of captaincy on the line here. What are you going to choose to do for the next 30 days?
Now that Azric knows, intimidation fear is much more powerful than being a friendly captain. I'm going to appear to be that way, especially if people are slacking off on ship repairs, and using fear as a tool to keep people in line. But I also do a little gambling, to raise morale.
Gotcha. Let's see. So, yeah, intimidation is a part of gambling in this case. So you're sort of lightheartedly and enjoying in some of the games of the crew with maybe a little veil of intimidation to sort of sprinkle over that as you bring it towards the vote. So I would like you to do 2 things for me. And we can, you know what, we can keep this interesting here. You choose whether you want to tell me or message me, but which particular block of the crew are you going to be focusing on?
I'm going to focus on the original, the OG crew.
OG crew. Gotcha.
Zach has lost faith in me, so I'm trying to rekindle that relationship.
Gotcha. Okay. So what we'll do here is we'll use the same rules for gambling. However, these successes aren't necessarily going to be how much money you're going to make or lose in this case. It's going to be how well you swayed the crew in this particular voting block. So you make 3 checks. First is an insight. Second is a deception, and third is an intimidation. So give me the insight first.
Alrighty. Insight is a 12.
Okay. Give me your deception.
Deception is a 25.
Okay. Now give me your intimidation.
All right. Intimidation. That is a 16.
Gotcha. Perfect. And if you would like, you can let me know who you're trying to sway their vote to. I think we could probably guess, but or you could just say it, but okay. So either way, you can keep it a secret if you want.
I'll DM you.
Perfect. Alrighty. Gotcha. And I'm calculating real quick, so bear with me.
DM quick math.
Yeah, dice math. Let's go. Okay. So out of that, you were able to get 1 out of 3 of those checks was a success. So based on that information, how do you think that went with the crew?
Only one was successful?
So with gambling, the DC for each individual check is 2d10 plus 5. So while I was doing DM quick math, I was rolling the DC for each of those.
So probably not great.
Well, 1 success, you didn't completely fail. So are there any particular moments of note or things that Azric would have sort of found interesting during that time as you spend the better part of the downtime sort of gambling with some of those crew members?
Maybe actually spending time with him in a non-captain way, maybe a little better understanding of the crew, personalities, funny laughs.
Gotcha. Very well. Okay. Very well. Up next, based on that, let's go with Emmy. What is Emmy gonna do for the next 30 days?
Which group would you say is the nicest to me?
The nicest?
Like the original crew, probably.
Probably, I mean, either the original or the newest members. The original crew have known you the longest. The newest members immediately look up to you as you are an officer, and they would respect you.
Oh no, I'm not looking for people that respect me.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with the old crew.
All right, the OG crew.
And I'm gonna spend some time with them.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if this is gonna help or hurt. You know, like in high school when someone really annoying is running for like class president?
Yeah.
It's more like that. So I'm gonna make like little flyers to hang up around the ship. And they say things like vote Azric for captain. Warlocks do it right. I don't know. Every weird slogan you can think of, but like with Azric's name in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna try to spread some rumors
Okay.
about anybody that's been vocally against Azric.
Uh-huh.
So probably not anybody else that's actually running for captain, to be honest, just like other people in the crew. And I'm just going to be like, well, I heard that they like to eat blueberry stuffed snails, like just like things that you're like, what? Okay. But in Emmy's head, it's helping.
Okay.
But I will say that anytime it doesn't seem like it's going well, I'm going to start sliding the money.
Okay.
Emmy will just panic anytime it doesn't go well and be like, the captain wanted me to give you this, and then I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
How many crew can I bribe?
I'm gonna call this carousing.
Sounds good.
Because
And
it
then
seems
that'll
like
roll to
that's
determine how much money I lose.
Yeah.
Oh, and Emmy doesn't really understand money very well, so if any of them are smart enough to figure out what's going on, they could probably get more out of her.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. Okay. What I will do is I'm gonna have you do carousing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple checks though. I will have you do one persuasion check.
Okay.
As you're trying to sort of invite the crew to join your side here.
Trying to decide which dice is lucky tonight. Okay. What is? Oh, shoot, I just had that. Dropped it. Is this straight roll?
Just use persuasion. I'm telling you which ones to use right now.
Oh, sorry. My brain stopped working. You told me.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Persuasion 12. Okay. I want you to make a deception roll. Also,
What am I deceiving?
well, you're telling people that vocally spoke out against Azric that they eat nasty foods and like that kind of
they
stuff.
smell bad and
They
things.
smell
Yeah,
bad,
that's
yeah.
right. Okay, so I actually rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
Of course,
What's your
that's something
total?
I'd get a nat 20 on. For deception,
Uh-huh.
22 somehow.
Okay. And I want you to lastly give me an insight roll to kind of
Okay.
feel like how well you're doing in this case.
14.
14. Okay. Okay, so for the OG crew for vote for Azric. You are going to get one success here to sort of sway the crew. Your persuasive abilities didn't help too much here. Your insight didn't really tell you much about how you thought you were doing. But man, when you made up those lies about those people, about how smelly they were and they eat blueberry snails, that really won some people over for some reason. You know, they don't want to,
One chowder over, didn't it?
I mean, yeah, they don't want to vote for somebody who, you know, who has people that eat blueberry snails that like them. I mean, that seems gross. That's weird. Alrighty. And
Wait, how much money did I lose?
I'm gonna say that you lost 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
Up next here is we're gonna go with Cooter. What does Cooter do for the next month?
She's pretty much just like keeping to herself working. She's like full pacifist, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's like she kind of knows in her mind what she wants to like what she thinks should happen, but she's not about to like you know, try to force anyone's hand or try to manipulate anything or do any of that stuff. So she's just focusing on the task of getting this sprinkler system up and running, finally having the time to sit down and make sure no one gets scurvy anymore. That's like her number one priority.
Okay.
And so, like, while she's doing all that stuff, like, she is interested in knowing how people feel about things. But if there's anyone who's like helping her out doing, like, working on that stuff, then she'll kind of like, you know, throw them an ear and like see how they're feeling about things and where they kind of stand and whatever. Like, she's more listening than like influencing.
Yeah. So what I'll do is, I think for this, let's do like research, and we'll work on your sprinkler system, and then you can, most people are just straight up working on the ship. That's kind of all hands on deck, getting the thing repaired and ready to go. To have you all set sail. So if we look at research here, it's going to cost you 50 gold at the start. And you're going to have to do a roll here. It'll be an intelligence check. So straight intelligence. So it'd be a D7 plus your int. You can spend an additional 50 gold to get a +1 on this roll, and for every other 50 gold you spend, you can have more pluses, if that makes sense. So it costs 50 gold base, and then every other 50 you spend is more pluses on this. This is going to determine how quickly your sort of self-irrigation system is going to work. And the higher that you roll might be more sort of things that you might pick up on. You're not going to sway anybody's vote, but you might get a lay of the land of kind of what's going on.
So it's D20 plus 7?
No, just intelligence only.
Oh, hang on. Wait,
So
just intelligence.
Yeah, so it's going to be a D20 plus 4 for you.
4, yeah.
And every 50 gold is going to be another plus for you. So if you don't spend anything, you're only down 50 total, and you just follow the dice. If you want to make sure this gets done faster and you want to hear more stuff, you can spend some money on it.
Oh yeah, I'll spend. I've got cash. I've got cash. Let's do another. Because we want to get as close as possible, and just in case for insurance purposes, I'm going to spend another 150 because that's 4 plus 12. That's like a plus 16 right there, right?
So if you do 150 gold, that's going to be plus 3. So then you'll be at plus 7 total.
Oh, right. I see. Okay, so it's not plus, like, it's not a multiplier.
No, every 50 gold you send is another plus 1.
Okay, well, it's gonna give me a decent chance here. You know what? I'm just gonna whip out 500 gold. I have no need for money. This is where my happiness lies. We're getting shit done.
So you have 500 gold. So that's a plus 10 plus your 4. So you have plus 14. Yes. So go ahead and do your roll. Plus
14.
So a 28 total.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so 14 plus 14 basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to say at this point, you've gotten the highest you could possibly get. At the end of these 30 days, your self-irrigation system that you've kind of designed and worked with Emmy on is going to be fully operational. We'll decide at another time, like exactly what sort of stuff you're going to grow, how you want to benefit the crew with this. It's going to be totally done. It's going to be amazing. No one is in the whole face of the planet has seen the likes of this. on a
It's
ship
fit
of
for the
this.
crews of the future.
Yeah, exactly. So, also, I will say, as a quick aside here, it seems like we're having Twitch connection issues again.
Oh, no.
YouTube might be better. People are saying there's not any issues over there, so apologies if it's buffering for you, but it ain't me, unfortunately. But anyway,
So hi, Mac.
Hi, Mac. Welcome back.
Hit me. Hi. I was waiting to talk until my cam was on.
You're good. You're good. I need to adjust some things, but no, that's okay. I'll do that on the fly here. So with that too, you also hear some whispers among the crew. No pun intended. There are some people, based on what Azric and Emmy have been doing, that are sort of coming around to the idea that, okay, maybe well, Azric's been here. He's got the experience of being a captain. Maybe the grass isn't green on the other side, right? They're definitely not fully won over, but they're considering options at this point. They're considering of this could be, we could live with this, especially the original crew. They were the ones who found him, gave him a ship and all that sort of thing. There is a small pocket of the original crew that are desiring a change, and they are looking to Hayden for that change. There is another small pocket of the crew that is looking at Taj too. Maybe less as just a desire for change, more along the lines of, I don't want to say how she carries herself, but more along the lines of her potential for like arcane abilities, perhaps. But at this point, there's not a clear, this person's gonna win. The polls are close. Yeah, the polls
It's a
are close
close
here.
race.
It definitely is a close race. That is for sure. But you have some insight of the pulse of some of the crew, at the very least. And you have a sick new self-irrigating system of small amounts of crops that will benefit the crew.
No more scurvy.
Alrighty. So up next, we're gonna go with Hayden. Hayden, this is you've got 30 days of downtime here. You can spend that for just purely selfish reasons, and maybe you could relax for 30 days, who knows. Or you could spend this time to, like I said, sway some of the crew members on maybe considering some other people to vote for. But what I'll do is I'll have you choose a downtime activity, or let me know what you're trying to do. And then if you don't want to make it public, you can message me who you're trying to sway the crew to vote for, or you could just say it. It's to you.
I think over the 30 days, Hayden's most likely going to be spending a lot of his time helping repair the ship, putting his own sweat and what muscles he has behind the repairs. And in hours where there's no repairs being done, then typical sailor activities, carousing. So kind of just a mix of that over the.
Which sort of group of the crew is he going to be spending the most time with? This could be the original crew, the newest members, or the crew that came over with Whisper.
Well, He knows one of those blocks of people is just not on board with anything he does. So
okay. Okay.
So I guess probably majority the original.
The original crew again, a very popular group.
It's like 70-30 original crew to the newer crew.
Okay. So what I'll do, if you'll just message me who you're trying to sway them for, feel free to do that. And then what I'll have you do is a series of skill checks here.
I'm gonna DM you because mystery.
Go for it. Very well. This is a lot of mystery happening. Hey, it looks like the bit rate is good on Twitch now for the moment. Okay, gotcha. I have locked in that answer. So a couple skill challenges. You're spending some time getting your hands dirty, working with the crew, showing that you're not afraid to get down in the work with them. So I need you to do 3 ability checks here. The first of which is an athletics.
All right. Something I'm very strong in.
I mean, if you have inspirations, you can use them. You could save them for the speech later. I mean, whatever you all want to do.
It's a small number. Athletics is -1. That's a 4.
Okay. Some really heavy wood planks and trees you got to carry to repair this whole damn ship.
Yeah.
However, the second one's is acrobatics.
Oh. Okay. Maybe this will be better. Actually, I think it's automatically better. Oh yeah. 25.
Okay. Alrighty. More adept at sort of getting into the nooks and crannies of the ship, sort of climbing up, helping them out, carry things on board. The last
rigging, getting up on the mast.
Yeah, exactly. The last one, I will have you do on the for doing some work is going to be a performance check.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. That's another 4.
Another 4. Okay. Gotcha. So with that, you did get 1 success out of that. So it seems that whomever you were wanting to sort of back in the vote, you have swayed somewhat in their favor. And lastly, we are going to go to Taj. Taj, there's a list of the downtime activities. Bun had gotten that link in the chat for you all.
Shit, should have looked at that.
That's okay. That's why I'm kind of reiterating everything for the audience as well as for you who joined. Or you can kind of let me know what you're trying to do here. You've got 30 days. You can use that 30 days to try and help sway the vote of some of the crew members on who they're going to vote for captain?
Yeah, I will be like talking to people and just kind of getting a pulse of the ship. And if anyone is coming with any like problems, addressing them like right away, like fixing it if possible, you know, because I think I'm like already like second in command or something. I don't really know, but like I feel
Deck
like
wizard.
it would be in my duties to like fix shit.
Deck wizard puts you in the officers, somewhere up in there. It's kind of Azric, then Hayden, and then sort of a less defined gray area, depending on who's left on the ship at that point. But you are an officer, and the deck wizard is a very well-respected position, especially amongst pirate crews. But what I'll say is, based on what you're kind of saying to me, or what you're describing, I think that fits into carousing with the crew. And you can either make it public or you can DM me who you're trying to sway this group for. But there are also several distinct groups of the ship that you would be targeting on this. So there are the original crew members, Hayden and Azric and Emmy have all seemed to be spending a lot of time with that group. There's also the newest crew members. So the original crew would be like Kurzak and Karzak and Chowder and those people. The newest crew members on the ship are people like Jax and Lucille and Hellman, and Artie, and like Magnar, people that you've picked up along the way from, you know, capturing enemy ships or sinking enemy ships or those circumstances. And then there's also the small number of people that came over with Whisper. So there's 3 of them. And you know that Whisper and Boulder were the ones that nominated and seconded you, I believe, for the vote. Gotcha. Okay. So I have locked in who you're trying to sway them towards. And you are going for to sway the newest crew members of the ship. So you're spending some time with a sort of untapped voting pool, as it were, compared to everyone else. So there are 3 checks that we'll be making here with carousing. And what I will say on this one, kind of describing what you were doing, we'll do first is persuasion. And like I mentioned, if any like inspirations, it's fair game. You can use that or save them, or save it for the speech later, because you other 3 have to make a speech as well. So up to you whenever you want to use it.
Okay, I'll probably save it for the speech. Let me math. 13.
Got you. 13 for persuasion. The next one is going to be an insight, based on what you're saying, keeping a pulse of the crew, kind of seeing what their interests are.
15.
15, okay. Alrighty. And then would you think that Taj, to sort of get people to do what she wants, do you think that she would make this more of like making a show of how important she is and why people should listen to her? Or do you think that she would potentially try and deceive people, or kind of go any means necessary to make them listen to her?
I think she would just do her job the way she's supposed to do it, and her like value speaks for itself. Like she doesn't need to tell people she's awesome. They already know she's awesome.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So I'm going to do for this, let's call the last one a performance roll in this case. How well you're getting on, you're doing your job, how you're carrying yourself, that kind of thing.
Cool. Okay. I rolled a 20 plus 2, so 22.
Okay. Very nice. And
I could have that been for persuasion.
that's okay. You do get one success out of that block. So everyone who participated in trying to sway the crew, interestingly enough, all got a single success out of it. So not some huge swings, but definitely some people sort of nodding their heads and agreeing with, like, maybe we should listen to Taj. Maybe she knows what she's doing. She, we'll listen to whoever she tells us to kind of vote for. So with that, excellent work, you all. I think that what we will do is we will take a quick break here, and then afterwards, that should give you all some time, because Azric, Hayden, and Taj are going to be giving a speech to the crew on why they, or whoever they should be captain. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So go grab a snack, go get some beverages, go stretch your appendages, and we will be back here in just a little bit. So BRB,
Why do I
everybody.
feel so nervous?
And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you found some snacks. Found, like, you out on your own little quest and searched them out in your pantry. I don't know. Maybe
We
you went
rolled
on a
our
journey.
survival checks and found some food.
Yeah. You got some snacks, some beverage, stretched your appendages. And where we had left off was, I believe that, as VS put it during the break, yay, fake public speaking is going to be coming up. So after attempting to sway some of the crew members, each of the people that are nominated for captaincy will be giving their sort of final thoughts and I almost said their final thoughts and prayers. Their final thoughts and final prayers. No, they're going to be doing sort of their last chance to orate in front of the entire crew and sway them to vote for them for captain. And then afterwards, all of the votes will be tallied. But I have got a special treat for you all. Before the stream, I worked to make sure that whenever the crew, whenever the party, those of us, the other players on the screen, are going to be casting their vote, I have found a way to where no one else can hear what they're saying other than me and the chat, and they will sort of be giving their own little Survivor-esque confessional of who they're voting for and why they're voting for them, and the rest of the cast will never know unless they watch it later. But they wouldn't do that. So you'll get
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, absolutely not. So you all will be able to hear who they're voting for, which is very interesting.
No spoilerinos, chat.
Alrighty. So with that, I believe we can get into some of the game. Also, I think we've made the buffering issue better on Twitch. So hopefully it is better than what it was with the buffering. I think we found a solution. So if it starts acting up, let us know again. I've been keeping an eye on it, and it seems that it's happy at the moment. So hopefully it stays that way if it knows what's good for it. Anyway, with that,
A threat.
it's a promise to the multi-million-dollar corporation. Oh man. Anyway. Oh jeez. Oh. This is upsetting. I don't know how I did this. A little insight into behind the screen here. I have a certain playlist for you where you all are currently, and somehow dragging something from left to right deleted all of it. I don't know how that happened.
Control Z.
I tried it. Let me tell you, I 100% tried that. So I'm going to just see if I can just remember what song it was and act like nobody heard me talk about any of that.
I heard nothing.
What did you hear?
Boy, that is so frustrating.
Nothing.
So anyway,
Looks like the buffering is back as well.
is it? It even says
technology
excellent.
just hates us tonight.
All right, I'll post the YouTube link for buffering free experience.
Yeah, it even says stable. It says excellent. I don't know what the deal is. But
It's Twitch's fault. When in doubt, Daddy Twitch.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
Mommy, YouTube is better.
I mean, Max said it, so it has to be true.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Total facts. But anyway, so you all are there with the rest of the crew deciding who is going to be speaking first in this sort of...
May I have a
last chance.
suggestion on order?
You can certainly suggest it while I frantically look for songs in the background that no one sees me doing.
That gives me time to look for something.
Oh boy, we got props.
I suggest Azric because he's a leader, Hayden because he's second in charge, and then me because I'm third.
That's the order I was going to pick.
We're on the same page, bro. It just makes sense in my mind. Like, that's how it would be IRL, I feel.
Yeah.
As an officer, I concur with this decision.
Thirded.
Fantastic.
Side note, y'all, while you're trying to get started, I put some. I have like instant ramen, you know, and I know folks at home like they dress up their ramen, and I'm like, oh man, how do people dress it up? I have literally 3 minutes to dress this up, and so I had some like French onion things that you put on like Thanksgiving, like whatever's. I don't know
those
like,
things.
like a gravy casserole, the shit you put on top. And so I was like, yo, I'm gonna put this in my ramen. It's actually pretty good.
Dude, I'm gonna do that.
11 out of 10 recommend.
If you don't have a lot of time to dress it up, you just want to make it a little bit better. Just throw some cheese in there, especially if you got American melty cheese. Throw it in there.
Cheese and ramen?
Yes.
I've never heard of this.
I've never done it though. I'm too
so
scared.
Good.
Never in my life have I heard of it.
Cheese and sriracha is my go-to, like quick and dirty.
I love some sriracha.
You gotta kind of drain the liquid out though if you're gonna do the cheese, because you don't want it to just be like
weird cheese water.
Cheese.
I always
actually drain the water, then add the seasoning.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can add like a little bit of water back if you want. But I get rid of the first set of water.
I always put
and add a little seasoning,
like red pepper flakes in there.
That's good too.
Yo, okay. I thought about making some chicken nuggies, but I was like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I
don't know how chicken nuggies in ramen would be.
Yeah,
dude, I would eat
generous amount
in ramen. That's basically like some Japanese tonkatsu ramen.
Yo, okay. With some like teriyaki drizzle on top.
Ooh, yeah. Then do the onion crunchies. And then do like a little sriracha drizzle or something too.
Oh my God, girl, you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Do you like garlic?
Can I go BRB real quick now?
Okay.
You need crispy garlic. I'm gonna send you a link.
I have regular
jars
garlic, but they have a jar of crispy garlic.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
Thank you.
I'll post it for everyone in the Discord.
Okay.
Fun being a homie.
Anyway, moving along. Thanks for killing some time. I didn't fix it, but it's fine.
Welcome. We just talked about ramen, made everybody hungry.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Good work, everyone. So I agree with the suggestion of that Mac had. I ran those words together on accident, but I think that Azric should start, and I would like you to speak amongst the crew and try and sway them on why they should vote for you to remain as captain. So you have initially you had 2 successes on your downtime activities. However, Hayden's success will basically nullify one of yours. Since you all targeted the same crew. So I would like you to make a persuasion roll as you're delivering your speech. And since you have a success, you can add a D4 to this roll. And for any of you that'll be giving a speech, inspirations are fair play. So smoke them if you got them.
All right, I will use my inspiration. And my persuasion is 21.
Okay.
Before I give my speech, I need to do a thing.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, geez.
Gotta get into character. All right. You unfortunate bastards. And I don't mean that as disrespect, because we are the unfortunate pirates. I mean that as a badge of honor. I stand here before you all, not as your captain, but as a man who has been forged by storm and sea. We are the unwanted. We are the lost. We are the forgotten. But as together, we are united. Formidable crew. I know you are not pleased with me with recent events. I took a gamble and we lost. We nearly lost the ship and the crew. But it is not the fall that defines us, but is how we rise. And we will rise up again. No lives were lost, and we were able to make a deal to ensure that this crew, these pirates, move forward. We've had a lot of successes as a group. We also tumbled along the way, but we continue to get back up. Now, your confidence in me may have faltered, but I assure you, if I are to remain the captain of the unfortunate crew, there will be glory. There will be victorious battles, and our names will soar into the skies over the sea. Spending time with you on this island has given me new perspective. Something that I took for granted. And that is the crew that unites us. So, moving forward, I am to remain captain. You will see a brand new Captain Azure. More confident, more ruthless, and will make better decisions. Let's mend our sails and patch our holes and set our sights on the horizon. And go into legends. Thank you.
Well spoken. Well spoken. Alrighty. After that rousing speech, is going to be up to Hayden now. So
Okay.
he'll be doing a persuasion. Your success basically canceled one of Azric's out on that particular part of the crew. So you roll just your persuasion, and then if you want to use your inspiration, you certainly can.
Well, I used it against the beholder, so straight rolling.
I'll give you
You
mine.
shouldn't die.
Huh?
Oh, Emmy has offered her
Crazy.
inspiration.
I mean, if everybody else is going to use one, it's not fair if he doesn't have one.
There
If
you
you
go.
want
He made
to,
his decisions.
if you want to give it to me, I'll take it.
Before his speech, Emmy's just going to go over and be like, good luck, Hayden, and give you like a little kiss on the cheek and then like run away with her face completely red. You can tell she saw
Alright.
Taj do that once. And she's like, I think this is a thing people do, but it was like pretty awkward. And then she ran away.
Okay.
Me too, Emmy.
He's like,
All right, here we go. With Emmy's inspiration, that's 21 in total.
21. Okay.
I have a +6 to persuasion.
I didn't know he had a +6 and really didn't need it. I'm doing it to him.
Very
so
nice.
funny.
I did
Alrighty.
forget the D4. Not that that matters anymore.
Okay. Go ahead, Hayden.
So Hayden walks up to where the helm is and just kind of rests on that railing that sits just in front of it. Looks out over the crew, over his fellow officers, and says, 30 days ago, this sad scrap of wood rolled up onto this beach barely afloat, and In 30 days, I've seen this crew come together and make us seaworthy again. Now, there's no man or woman aboard this ship who's as eager to set sail as I am. My life is out there. Always has been. From the time I was shorter than chowder. That being said, when we started this small crew, took this ship for our own, I had no intention of leadership. In fact, let the gods strike me down as a liar if I didn't say I thought Azric is as fit as any man to lead this crew. And up to this point, I believe he's done right by all of us. But many of you have made your voices heard and have decided that I may be a fitter captain. I've had the chance to get to know each and every one of you as your quartermaster. In that time, I've seen your all strengths, weaknesses. I know what you're about. You know what I'm about. I'm not the type to promise our names will be written in the sky. That's more of Azric's forte. But what I can say is that out there, I'm like each and every one of you. Self-made man who sees freedom and opportunity on the waves. Now, in our best interest is this country called the Unfortunate, where each and every one of our citizens works together, using their strengths, covering for our weaknesses, and, of course, making your voices heard to decide the fate of this country. We sink or we float on the backs of all of us. And if you decide that it's my leadership you want, all I can say is, where there's plunder, we'll find it. Where there is celebration, we'll find it. That's it. That's it. I'm a sailor, just like all of you. So, decide today, because the sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can get back out there on the sea. And he just walks down the steps.
Interesting. Very nice, well spoken. Last and certainly not least is going to be Taj. So before you start, Taj, give me your persuasion roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration since everybody else did.
And you can also use a D4 as well.
I got to find one. Hold, please.
A D4?
They're all at the
From all the-
bottom. I don't know why. Here we go.
From all of the swaying that people did.
Oh, that's right, because ours got canceled out.
Hold, please. You said persuasion?
Uh-huh.
$25.
Okay. Write that down. 25. All absolutely excellent
I think we all have really high persuasion.
persuasion rolls on this. So,
I mean, there's a
But-
reason that me and Cooter aren't even trying.
Taj, go ahead with your speech to the crew.
So Taj is going to like sashay onto the stage and just kind of like bow in respect to everybody. I'm not going to bore you with too many stories or dreams that you don't already have. I just want you to know and remind you that we all have a dream and it is I who had brought you here. It is I who had picked you up and asked if you wanted to join us in hopes for a better life. And I hope that we have brought you that, no? And I just want to remind you that if it is plunder and gold that you seek, it is I who have given it to you, no? Every time we go on excursions, it is me who continues to keep looking for gold for you. So, if it is money you seek, it is money you shall have. If you have so inclined to do so to pick me, you can, but it does not matter. I have shown in my own work that I am more than capable. When Azric was sick with whatever it was he was, and when Hayden was stoned, I stepped up and have proven that I can do this job. And by my side, we had found gold. We had found more crew members. So it is bolstering the crew that you need. I got you. I have always thought of the crew first, before anything else. So it is just something that I want you to keep in mind. That I wanted you to have a better life and for us to set sail and continue to do so. So once this is over, I would like to leave and go back home to Pirates Cove. And then I just walk away.
Very well. Alrighty. And with that, all very rousing speeches to the crew, I would like each of the cast to DM me who their vote is for captain.
Don't be stressed, Cooter.
With your heart.
I'm like, oh my god, do I have the right tab open?
No, it touched like 3 times. Like, am I sending this message to the right person?
And you all will have to bear with me because I have some votes
Ding,
to
ding,
tabulate.
ding.
So back to ramen.
Yeah, so I'm telling you that I was right. It's not crispy garlic. It's called S&B chili oil with crunchy
I was going to say,
garlic.
how is this crunchy? It's in oil.
It is crunchy. It is crunchy
What?
though. So
How is that
it's like
possible?
little
Crunchy bits in
it's
oil,
like-
yeah.
They make the crunchy first and then they put it in oil. And then
And it
it's not
doesn't
really
rehydrate
hot.
it?
It's like chili oil that's not like super hot.
Oh, I
spicy.
love hot
No, it's
those,
really
even
good.
if it was
It's
hot.
got a little bit of the flavor from hot, but it's not like hot. So you would add this and then you would also add like red pepper probably. And
Okay.
I'm telling you though, you put this shit in your fried rice, put it on your eggs, put it in your ramen, just eat it with a spoon. You can thank me later. I
There's a
found out
picture
about
of
it
it.
because of the actor from The Bear.
Really?
I don't even want to take credit for it. That's how good it is.
Is it in the bear?
No, it's just the actor loves it. And I saw it on an interview and I said, I'm ordering a case of that. And then I ate it
Right,
all
I'm
in
doing
order
it.
for the case.
I mean, it'd be weird to eat garlic that was inside a bear. Saying.
I mean,
Oh, it's a show, silly
I know it's
goose.
a show.
Also, if y'all haven't seen The Bear, not sponsored, but you should watch it. It's a good show.
It's so good. I think actually no. Did we finish it? We finished it.
Probably
You ever
finish
work
it.
in a restaurant? You're gonna have flashbacks of why you hate working.
Oh,
in a
it's
Don't be so
stressful to
stressed.
watch, but it's good. Also, if you haven't seen, we're just like gonna talk about TV shows. We're like, if you haven't seen Severance,
Ooh, also good.
drop what you're doing, and well, after this, finish listening to our show.
Fuck us. Go watch
Then-
Severance.
Go watch Severance. Seriously, some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Something else is also really good. Okay, 2 feel-good shows. Shrinking is really good on Apple TV.
Oh,
I
new
haven't seen
season
that.
coming.
So good. And then
need a feel good.
Ted
On
Lasso.
Hulu, Only Murders in the
Ted Lasso.
Building. Such a
Ooh, Only
feel-good
Murders is
show.
great. I haven't seen the newest season or two. The first
You know,
two.
a new season is dropping soon.
Yeah, I need to get caught up. 'Cause probably. And what else can we talk about? More food. What is really good to put on your pizza? If you want to dress up like a cheap piece of pizza and it's like right in your fridge, what do you put on your pizza when you cook that chili oil? Did you say Moves Ranch?
Sriracha, baby.
Ooh, sriracha, yeah.
Especially if
What?
you
Ranch. I
cold,
like ranch.
the best.
On what?
On pizza. On like some day old pizza that needs it needs a little needs spicing up a little. What do you throw on there out of your fridge?
What's it called?
Mayo.
Mayo?
I'm sorry. I never had. The only time I had it was when I went to Serbia when I was 11, and my auntie made pizza, and they were all putting mayo on the pizza, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
I'm not against this.
And I was like, I was about to cry, and then they're like, "Just try it first." God, so I did, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's actually pretty good." And then I never had it again after I
honestly
came home
get
from
some
Serbia,
mayo,
but-
put some garlic in it. Now you're just dipping your pizza in aioli.
So there's this spicy Italian spread called calabrese, and it's so good. Especially you just put a little bit on the pizza, and it like kicks it up like the perfect amount.
What else do you plus up? What else in life do you plus up?
I like on my pizza hot honey.
Ooh, yeah.
Hot honey on pizza is a freaking game changer. It's so good.
Ooh, that's
all
good.
this stuff I can't eat anymore,
Oh,
but
sorry.
I'll live vicariously through all you guys.
How do you plus up your? What's something you can have that you can plus up? Like a
Millet.
tea. You're gonna plus up your tea with.
That's it. You just
like-
boil garlic, ginger, and cinnamon, and put some lemon
Ooh,
juice in it,
yeah.
and drink that. And can't put honey in there anymore. Sad. And
oh, you can't have
turmeric.
honey. You can't have
No.
turmeric, or you can.
No, you can.
Okay, wait. I have a good
Turmeric's
question. Is it turmeric or turmeric? How do
good.
y'all pronounce it?
Turmeric,
Turmeric.
we say here.
Turmeric?
Because we're Australian, right?
No.
No.
Okay, what is the right thing to put on your toast? Chocolate sprinkles or rainbow sprinkles? This is a question for Nina.
On
Oh,
What? No, you never put chocolate spring. It can't even be the little like cylindrical dash looking one. It's got to be the circle boys. It's got to
They
be
do
the
a thing in
crunchy circle
Australia.
boys.
What's it called? Thousands.
Fairy
You guys
bread.
call them-
Breakfast?
what do you call
Hundreds and
sprinkles?
thousands.
Hundreds and thousands.
Hundreds and thousands is a specific type of little circle sugar pellets
You
that are
okay?
crunchy.
Like the type of
Your teeth don't survive after
confetti-looking
our 6
sprinkles
year.
that
These
you
are all
can put on
veneers.
birthday cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you put them on top of toast.
So you
with
put 'em
what,
on
butter
Bread. No, not toast. On bread,
on bread,
butter,
like white bread,
sprinkles. Yes.
Yeah. and it's called fairy bread.
For toast,
Yeah.
for
Interesting.
me, it's either just peanut butter or some butter and cinnamon.
I mean,
it.
I'm
On
more.
toast, it's Vegemite.
I was like, I'm more
do
Australian
like
in this
Vegemite.
regard. I do the Vegemite. I love Vegemite.
for breakfast.
Yeah. It's a breakfast thing. You
Butter,
only need a little
Vegemite
bit, but it's
toast with my
actually
black
really
coffee.
good.
Ooh, good
Yeah,
way
you
to start the day.
can't like the thing is people who hate Vegemite haven't eaten it correctly. They've like slathered the stuff on like it's Nutella, and that's not it's literally fermented yeast. You don't it's not
But I think
a
even then
sugary
it's still a little bit of an acquired taste because I did it right. Like I had an Australian prepare it for me.
Oh yeah,
And the
100%.
first time I was still like, that is not food. But then I tried it again and I was like,
Salty.
Or like, I kind of, it's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah, it's very, very like
Salty.
you could basically use it in soup as like a
broth.
you can use it
flavoring,
in
yeah,
chili. It's really good
Think
in
of, like,
chili.
concentrated, like,
for the umami.
like a bouillon, but not.
Okay.
Well, okay, what's the difference between Vegemite and Marmite?
I could get down with that,
Marmite
but not for
Marmite
breakfast.
has an awful aftertaste. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's
and it's
sweeter
got a
for
weird
some reason. It's
texture
weird.
too.
It's weird.
The difference is, are you British or not? I don't.
Yeah, people in the UK I
Oh.
think prefer Marmite because they
Yeah.
grew up with that versus we grew up with Vegemite.
I
Vegemite's
don't trust any UK food opinions.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah, I
flavor their
agree.
food.
They
I
don't have
mean,
Okay.
Unless it's kebabs.
it's a place with mushy peas.
But from anywhere else in the colonies.
Anyone in the
We would
comments,
trust the
anyone in the
convicts.
chat, if you're hailing to us from across the pond, let us know what food you like.
Shepherd's pie, on the other hand.
Are you all
Mm.
ready to hear
Oh yeah.
who the next captain is going to be?
Meanwhile, on the islands.
Wait, do we do our confessionals before or after?
Yes.
And still,
Before.
no.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that show. I don't know. I've seen like one episode.
You've never
Let
seen
me cook.
Survivor?
I've seen one episode.
Guys, I applied for Survivor last week.
You did?
Whoa.
Wait,
I
last
did.
week?
Yeah, like a couple days ago. My
What?
time is not my favorite thing, but yeah, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, or maybe it was last week. I don't know.
Mac, if you get on that show, I'm gonna be your biggest fan, and I'm gonna
Oh
watch
my God,
every
you're gonna
episode.
watch?
Meanwhile, on the island.
I'm gonna talk like this in my confessional. No.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to each of the individual cast members, and see who they voted for. Now, the way this is going to work is none of the other members of the crew will be able to hear what's going on. So the only people that will be able to hear who the votes were are, of course, going to be me and the audience. So, first up, we're going to hear Cooter's opinion. Now, Cooter, don't start until I tell you to start, so I can get this stuff ready to make sure that nobody else can hear you. So, one moment, please. Alrighty. So, none of the other crew can hear you. It is just you now. Tell the audience who Cooter voted for and why.
Oh, so we're rolling.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question again? Oh, yes. Well, I mean, everyone was very persuasive with their arguments. But you see, when I was working away on the sprinkler system, and everyone kind of, I'm a pacifist, you see, so I'm just kind of along for the ride, and I'm not really one for all this political back and forth. It's not something I really participate in myself. So you see, that's why I didn't go for captain myself personally. Everyone kind of seemed a little bit split. But I mean, Rick has been struggling a lot lately, so I think he maybe needs to take a little bit of time off, and I think he needs a rest, and I mean, Hayden has been stepping up quite a bit, and Taj, of course, steps up quite a bit too, but I would hope that, since Hayden and I are kind of from the same island, and we've seemed to have maybe somehow crossed paths previously before, there might be a way that he'd be willing to kind of, well, I really do want to find my family. That's the biggest thing that I'm worried about, and I don't think Taj will really care for that. She seems to kind of prioritize the plunder and things more than anything. And I mean, it's great, people rally behind her, but I do think Hayden has really stepped into his own, you see, and so maybe I think we'll be in good hands with him. At least I hope so. I hope I made the right decision. Did I make the right decision? I hope I did. Anyway, so that's why I voted for him. Maybe I should change it. No, I can't now. It's too late. It's already in there. Is that all? What was the question again?
Amazing. Perfect. Okay, we'll bring everyone back in, and some enlightening information from Cooter here. And I think that the next person that we're going to hear from on this will be, if I can get things set up. I'm having a tough time today, y'all. Everything's broken.
Technology's not
okay.
our friend tonight. It happens.
No. But up next, we're going to hear from Taj. But don't start until I make sure that nobody else can hear you. Okay. And Taj, go ahead and tell everyone who you voted for and why.
I voted for myself because I knew that Azric was going to vote for himself and Hayden was going to vote for himself. So I only voted for myself to do self-preservation. That's it. That's all there is. There's nothing to it. I think Azric is doing a good job. And I think Hayden would do a good job too. But if they're going to vote for themselves, I might as well vote for myself too, no?
Alrighty. Let me bring in the rest of the crew here. Interesting information coming from Taj on who she voted for. Up next, we're going to hear from Azric. So let me make sure nobody else can hear you. And Azric, it's on you. Let them know who you voted for.
I voted for myself. Of course, why wouldn't I? I finally understand what it needs to be done to lead this crew. I tried to be the good guy, the friendly captain. But what they need is a captain with an iron fist. And to be ruled, respect, but also fear. And I think I can do that now.
Alrighty. We'll pull everyone back in. And I believe next, once I get this set up, we're going to hear from Hayden and who he voted for. Let me make sure nobody else can hear you real quick. And then let's hear from Hayden. Who did you vote for and why?
Well, Hayden actually cast his vote for Azure. And the reason is much as Hayden would love to be the captain of a ship, it's not necessarily this one. If he gets put in the role, he'll take it. But maybe if they get a bigger ship. Maybe if they get a bigger ship. Or maybe he gets a ship of his own someday. But he's kind of satisfied with being a quartermaster and letting a lot of the more operational decisions go to Azric. But he'll step up if he's got to. That's sort of where he's at.
Alrighty. We'll bring everyone back in. Interesting, enlightening information from Hayden on whom he voted for. And last but not least, we're going to hear from Emmy and how she voted. So, Emmy, it is just you. Tell
Okay, is this
everyone.
thing on? Are we recording? Okay. Oh, I don't know if I want to share this information though. What if they find out? I'd feel so bad. Okay, well, I guess I have a bit of a confession to make. Oh, this is so hard. I didn't vote for anyone. I couldn't do it. I just turned in a blank piece of paper because, well, Asterix our captain, and he's my captain, and I said that he could be captain, but Hayden would be a really good captain too, and Taj is so smart and pretty and talented, so I just couldn't decide, and I felt like it'd be a betrayal if I voted for any of them. But please don't tell Asterix that, because I told him I was going to vote for him, and I wished Hayden good luck too, and yeah, don't tell them, please.
Alrighty. We're going to bring everyone back in. Some interesting information from Emmy. And I think it's time for us to count the votes. I have them all here.
Oh, I am literally so excited about this episode. It's so fun. Okay.
I have them all here, written based on all of the votes that were cast from the crew, from the party, all of them. So, are you all ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Let us go. No?
Alrighty. The first vote for captain. Hayden. 1 vote for Hayden. The second vote for captain. Also Hayden.
Oh, no.
2 votes Hayden. Third vote for captain. Azric. The next vote. Azric.
Oh,
2 votes Hayden.
keeping tally here on my copy.
2 votes Azric. The next vote. Azric.
This is so many more votes than Asterix than I thought.
The next vote. Hayden. 3 votes Azric. 3 votes Hayden. Next vote. Azric. 4 votes Azric. The next vote. Taj. 1 vote Taj. 3 votes Hayden. 4 votes Azric. The next vote. Taj.
If it's a 3-way tie, what'll we do, Cooter?
2 votes Hayden, or 2 votes Taj, 3 votes Hayden, 4 votes Azric. Next vote. Hayden.
Oh,
2 Taj, 4 Hayden, 4 Azric. Next vote. Taj. 3 votes Taj, 4 each for Hayden and Azric.
Close.
The next vote. Taj.
wow.
What?
What is happening?
4-way tie.
Yo.
Did you roll these?
What's that?
Did you roll these?
Yes, they are all based on what you did during your downtime and how well your persuasions went.
Oh my god.
There's half the crew left.
Next vote. Azric. I believe that's 5 Azric. 4 Hayden, 4 Taj. Next vote. Azric.
Oh, there's just like
That's 6.
1 vote. Chowder. I'll die laughing.
6 Azric. 4 Hayden, 4 Taj. The next one. is Taj.
I think appealing to their wallets helped.
The next vote.
Listen,
Hayden.
Oh my god.
5 Hayden. 5 Taj. 6 Azric. Hayden.
Oh my day.
God.
Oh, no.
6 Hayden. 6 Azric. 5 for Taj. The next vote. Hayden.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
7 for Hayden. 5 for Taj. 6 for Azric. Taj. 6 for Taj. 6 for Azric. 7 for Hayden. The next one. Azric.
How are you
6.
pulling these out so perfectly balanced?
From this jar. Okay.
Yeah, there's
That's-
2 votes left.
6 for Taj. 7 for Azric. 7 for Hayden. Next vote.
How many votes are left?
A blank page.
No votes.
Last vote. To determine who the captain is of the unfortunate. Azric remains the captain by
No.
one
Oh my
singular
god!
vote.
Holy!
That was insane.
And still. No.
I still got it.
I can say I went into this not knowing how this was going to go. And that is about as close as anyone could have called that.
I did not think it would be that close.
And I am wondering how the tides may have turned if everyone voted. So,
how did
Yeah, 'cause
you,
that
as
one
the
blank
DM,
page.
determine the one blank pager?
oh, I'm not going to tell you that.
Why?
What?
I have a feeling why.
So, with that, as Azric is now and remaining the captain of the unfortunate, how will he address the crew?
All right, crew. We've all heard the results of the vote. And this is how we settle things as pirates. And now that this is over, I hope we can all look forward to the future and water under the bridge and unite as the greatest crew here on the seas. Now, if you have any grievances with me moving forward, my cabin is always open. There'll be no retaliation on who you voted for. No one will seek out who you voted for. It is what it is and has been decided. Now that is over with, let us finish the repairs and head towards Black Wren's Cove. But we shall celebrate.
All right.
As the crew accepts
Go ahead.
the democratic vote of who the next captain is, any of you want to talk amongst yourselves about what just happened? Because I, as the DM, will not be divulging any votes. All I can say is that every vote is either based upon your performances in these skill challenges and your speeches, or from your peers of players.
Well, Drew, seems like things will remain the same, as in the way that things are. I will not ask who you voted for. That's not. I, quite frankly, don't really care. It was your decision and yours alone.
So what does this mean? Is Hayden still like the second in command?
No, I'm voted off the ship now.
Go walk the plank.
Yeah,
No.
Emmy, can you summon a dolphin or to take Hayden away, please?
Mm-hmm. You need to back up all these things.
That's the way pirate democracy works. Didn't you read that in your book?
Mm-hmm.
At least it's a dolphin and not a shark. So we do have to rub,
Could
we
be
have to
one
rub
to us.
Hayden down with chum.
This is how it always works, I mean. The person that gets voted off.
They tell you this in the books. I didn't know this was all a pirate thing.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Person that gets voted off gets half of your money, and they leave.
What? What? Half my money?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And he
As
starts
parting-
like
as a-
pulling
as
her
a
like
parting,
coins out
Gift.
and like
for the
counting
journey.
them. He's like counting coins and crying. Like,
All right.
All
No.
right, Emmy, you can stop
What?
now. Hayden's not
Oh.
going anywhere.
oh,
He's still.
we don't have to kick him
quartermaster.
off the ship with sharks.
No, we were just having a little fun with you.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Uh,
It's a time to be excited, though. Everything is as it was, and we can leave this.
good?
Well, we can leave this island behind and get back to some
That's good.
proper scummy civilization. If you can call it that.
There's no better civilization than a scummy one.
You get to get back home.
Where you get the best food.
Actually sleep on a proper bed.
Yes. And let's not have another vote for a long time, shall we?
Aye.
Actually, let's just celebrate. Let's open up a cask of rum.
That's good thinking on your part.
Aye.
Well,
Rum for everyone.
Let's see. Jax, Lucille, please pass a glass of rum. We're going to cheers together as a crew. Now that we have been reunited.
All right. So they follow your orders and start distributing the rum to the rest of the crew.
All right, crew. To the unfortunate and to the future. Here.
They all raise their glass. Here.
Huzzah.
And the festivities begin as the ship has completed its repairs. from a gameplay standpoint, the morale of the crew is reset to 0 through all of this. So the negatives that came into this are now reset to 0. The rest of your items are repaired enough to sail, but they will need some additional items once you make it to Blackrind Cove. So you're not going to sink on the way there, but you are now seaworthy without any fear of sinking. It would be best to probably avoid any direct conflict if you could help it on the way back.
Make good choices.
But just a quick tune-up in the cove would help you there, and maybe to see what other sort of things they may have on offer to bolster your ship once you arrive. And with that, Kurzak approaches Hayden. Mr. Hayden.
Speak freely. Celebrating.
Yes, I am here to dutifully inform you that the ship is now repaired and we are once again seaworthy.
That's music to my ears.
Indeed. And as you have so graciously offered me the opportunity to speak freely, I would openly say that I would have loved to sail under your flag.
Well, you know how this life goes. Things change on a whim. There may be an opportunity somewhere for me to take a captainship.
Perhaps so, and like you said, the way things are.
I appreciate the confidence that you have in me. And though I may not be a captain, still the quartermaster. And I'll appreciate you and the entire crew's continued support for myself and for Azric. You've done fine work to get the ship in this state. And when we arrived, there was nothing but a broken stack of twigs. And here we are on the seas again. So, drink up, celebrate. In the morning, everybody needs to be sharp. We're not out of the woods yet.
Very well, sir.
All right. Enjoy yourself.
And just sort of nods and bows out amongst the rest of the crew. Taj.
Yes.
Hi. No.
Hi.
Whisper approaches you as you all are mingling amongst the celebration.
Hello.
Thought we had it.
It was close, but I am not much of a speaker, and I do not think it is important to speak big words and big dreams and just know what is true. No?
Some people may have lied to me where their allegiances are.
It is okay.
Well, they'll fuck up again, unfortunately.
Right? And to be honest, don't we all kind of run the ship around here anyways? So it's not that big of a deal, no?
It's one way of looking at it.
It is less work for us. We can do what we need to do when we need to do it, and if we don't want to do it, that is okay too.
I just know you have good head on your shoulders. You seem to think clearly about the issues at hand and what's really important to people like us.
That is all I can ever aim to do, no?
Do you think it's safe having that artifact, that pendant with Azric? He was quick to volunteer himself that amount of power. Also, spoiler alert for you, Mac, that item that you got last time.
We didn't tell Whisper about it.
I was like, I don't know what we're talking about.
We specifically said
so
we
it was
didn't
all-
tell Whisper, didn't we?
Oh, you didn't tell Whisper?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, then I will
I
change
don't
my
know then.
tack.
Taj knows. No, Taj knows about it. But
What is it? I don't know.
So
Mac
let me
doesn't, Taj
let me reverse that because I had missed that part. So the pendant you found last time, from the loot that you all scooped up, Azric has it, and they said that they're not going to tell Whisper. So that was my fault that I rolled into that. So I will rewind that a little bit and change my opinion on this. Because I'm assuming no one on the crew knows that that pendant exists. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, besides the core group.
Gotcha. So I will reverse that. And Whisper will
Sorry.
say, "That's okay. That's okay. I should have remembered." Whisper will say to you, Taj, "Well, interesting that they voted him back. I'm curious what happened in the jungle out there."
I mean, you heard him speak. It was a good speech, no? It was uplifting and inspiring.
Well,
But
mean-
how much of it is smoke, no? I feel like Azric has big dreams, but will it come true?
I'm just curious where you all were overnight in the jungle. You know, I hate being left out, being an officer and all, but it seems interesting that, well, before you all left, the crew was up in arms about him as captain, and yet, lo and behold, you come back, and he narrowly wins the vote.
It is kind of strange. I do agree.
Well,
Not sure what he did to get people on his side. When clearly they were so up in arms against him.
well, I hope that I'll see reason on the task at hand we spoke of earlier about getting that artifact back from Escos.
Okay.
Well, better luck next time, I suppose. As I can only guess there'll be a next time. And she slinks off to blend into the festivities. And as this is going on, Azric, you're being sort of regaled as the captain. People coming up to you, congratulating you, saying that they voted for you, of course. They would have it no other way. And as you're keeping a mental note of this, seems as though people that are saying they voted for you are more votes than you actually got. So it's difficult for you in this moment to separate the sort of people pleasers from the people that were actually swayed by your actions and your speech. But with that, after a long.
Wait, Emmy wants to go and talk to Azric afterwards.
Go for it.
Hey Azric, the rum's really good. You can tell Emmy's like been trying to, like, she's not enjoying it, but she's like wants to fit in, so she's been drinking a little bit.
Emmy, remember what happened last time? You can drink that much from.
Yeah, I'm not drinking too much this time, but I didn't want to say no when everyone offered it. So I just had a little bit, and then I gave the rest of mine to Chowder, which that was maybe not a good idea. I saw her running around on the deck with a knife, and now I can't find her. Anyways, so I just wanted to say congratulations, and I made something for you. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but I just thought if you're gonna
You made a gift?
yeah, I have a gift for you, and I thought, like, if you're gonna be captain, like, you should do it right, you know. So I made you this new. I mean, it's not perfect. You'll need to have like an actual artist fix it, but I thought you might need a new flag because, you know, we never could really agree on like a good one. So I thought you should have a good one if you're actually gonna be, you know, captain. So, and Emmy pulls out like some like fabric that she like kind of painted on with. It's like kind of cobbled together, but it's like enough that you can kind of like get the vibe of it, I guess. And then Mr. DM, if you could share that.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that, so I have no idea what you're talking about. You want me to
I
share it
just
on
sent
screen?
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Okay. One moment while I figure out how to share this.
Just do the map. Can you not just throw it in the map? You? Sorry, I thought it'd be easier. My apologies.
No. Okay,
then stay tuned for next week for
hold on.
the
Just
flag.
keep talking. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. I mean, I added these green bits here because I thought it would really show that you are in charge, you know, and everybody associates that with you. And then, you know, the skull is just because I was told that tigers weren't really appropriate for Jolly Rogers, that usually you do skulls. And then I tried to do a tiger skull and they said, no, it's usually a human skull. So I thought, okay, I'll do a human skull. And then, and Taj gave me the idea for the eyes for the coins. So I just thought it kind of represents all of us, but then I thought I should make it more represent you if you were going to be captain anyways. What do you think?
I love it. Thank you, Emmy. I really don't know what to say. I usually don't get gifts. Oh,
well,
thank you.
You're the captain, so I feel like you deserved it. And I know it was really hard on you when you thought everyone didn't want you to be captain, because I can tell that you want people to like you. I mean, to respect you. So.
Oh, well, I've learned a lot from this ordeal, and it's not important to get people to like me. I understand that now.
Well, okay, but I like you, so yeah.
Oh,
anyways, you're welcome. I'm gonna go see if Cooter wants the rest of this rum, because I don't think I should drink any more of it. It might not be good for
I
my
hold
tummy.
the flag out. This is beautiful. This is a wonderful gift. Thank you, Emmy.
You're welcome. Okay, and then Emmy is
Attention,
like
crew! We have a Jolly Roger.
And you unfurl the flag with a black field with a
So cool.
skull with no jaw, coins in the eyes, and ethereal tentacles wreathing from out behind it. As you all can see here, if you are watching, the flag of the unfortunate.
Hey,
So cool.
that's awesome.
It's pretty dope.
Sorry, I put you on the spot. I had to start adding. I had to finish it up as soon as I knew who won the vote. So I had two other versions ready to go.
Well, now I want to see the other versions.
Oh, they're like just sketches. There's
Post that
nothing
in
really
the
to show.
Hall of Champions chat for our patrons.
I can do that.
And also in our little campaign 2 crew chat, just so I could see for funzers.
It's already there.
No, the other two.
No, the other ones.
So with that, the crew is
Oh, the other ones. Yeah, I can do that.
now well fed. His morale is returned to normal from the festivities and finishing up the vote. And now it is up to you all to decide what is next for the unfortunate. It is the next day. A full 30 days have passed. And I believe in that time, which we can talk about through travel and such, you will be having both Taj's and Emmy's birthday for this trip.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I don't think
So-
Emmy's
Yeah,
ever
what
celebrated
is
her
my
her
birthday is.
Say what?
Yeah, I don't know that Emmy doesn't celebrate birthdays or anything, so her people don't.
What?
So I don't know that
So,
she would even bring
just-
it up.
I'm giving you all that information so you can do with it what you will.
So that
for
we're
whenever.
old now.
So
Thanks.
you
Taj
can,
would party for her birthday.
yeah. You all can defer and decide to have a rightful celebration once you get back to Black Rin Cove.
Should we
Yeah, that's
update
what she
our
would want.
age?
She would
Because on our
want like a
sheets-
whole ass thing.
Yeah. So I didn't know what you were saying, by the way, if Emmy was talking.
Oh, like, do you want us to update our age on our sheets now?
That's for you. You can do that.
Cool.
So, with that, it is a new day, and you all are on the open ocean. And after the celebration, the crew looks to you, Captain Azric, to decide what is next.
All right. Master Hayden, if you would tell the crew to set a course to Black Red Cove. We're returning home.
Hi, Captain.
Very
Set a course for Black Rin Cove.
And the crew,
Black Run Go, Black Run Go. No.
the crew all stand to attention and all begin moving and circulating. You hear orders being thrown around, people climbing the rigging, letting the sails, hoisting the anchor, and you all are headed back to the cove. So you can see on your screen here where you are currently located in the Crescent Isles, and it will be about a 4-day sail to Black Ren Cove, as long as everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Yep. So with that, I would like someone to roll me a D8 for your travels.
All right. As a reappointed captain, I will do the task.
And I would like another person to roll a survival roll to see how well the journey goes, but go ahead with the first one.
Oh, I'll do a survival.
A 7.
7, okay.
$22.
22. You make great time. You're going to get there in just a little under 3 days. So you've got the wind with you on the way back. So the first few days go just fine. You are sort of staying out of trouble per se, avoiding any sort of unnecessary encounters. On the third day, where your ship is just before you're getting to the cove in probably the next 24 hours or so, you come up upon something quite interesting. And it is interesting that I will find my notes. Let's see. Alrighty. So you come up upon what looks to be some wreckage on the water, some flotsam, if you will. And from the looks of it, it looks like that there was some sort of either a battle, an accident, a ship running aground on some rocks. This distance you can't really tell. It is in the sort of chain of islands that you go through to get to Blackren Cove. That's treacherous by design of where the cove is, because it is treacherous to get there. But it seems like it was, based on the amount of debris, it was a ship that was at least 1 or 2 class sizes larger than yours. And you're wondering who would brave this strait, knowing where it leads.
I want to investigate it. If there's any flag, if there's any anything of value, like supplies, loot, anything like that, people.
So you make your way over. As you sort of navigate the sort of sharp maze of coral reefs in the way, I will ask for a survival check, as well as another check. One moment. So one of you can give me a survival check. Another person give me a perception check. And then a third person give me a check with, if you have the proficiency, a vehicle's water, with dexterity being the skill.
Well, either perception or survival I've got down pat, so if anyone needs me to get on one of those.
Yeah, I can make a vehicles check.
I will.
One would like to do
I
perception.
I can do survival.
I will perceive. I perceive nothing, for it is a natural 1, which is a 6.
Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay.
18 on vehicles.
18. Okay. Very well. Okay, so you are navigating through this channel of coral. The survival roll as well as the perception roll, this is a very treacherous channel. the rocks, the coral will sneak up on you. But your water vehicle's roll did succeed. So there are some occasions where you do not see the piece of coral until it is right at the last moment. And there are some very uncomfortable and nerve-wracking moments where you hear sort of coral scraping the bottom of your hull that's sort of barely being held together from the emergency repairs that you've made. But despite the lapse in the perception and avoiding the coral, you're not in a danger of sinking. If you had failed all three, that would have been a very different story. So it's very tense. Your ship has some new gouges and marks from the reef, but you do make it through, and you get into the vicinity of this wrecked ship. Now, it is up to you all here to decide what you would like to do. If you would like to investigate what happened to it, if you'd like to try and find any sort of semblance of what ship this was, be my guest. Just let me know what you'd like to do, and I will give you an appropriate skill to roll.
I will roll a history for the ship.
Can I also roll history?
Yes, you can. I will allow you to roll a history, as long as there is an accompanying either perception or investigation to go along with it.
Okay, I will.
So anyone else in the crew?
I'll
can
do
that too.
investigation.
Okay.
I will try to perceive again.
19 investigation.
Gotcha. So
15%.
okay. And then a history roll, I believe.
Emmy.
Sorry. Oh, two. No,
A 2 on the
That's-
history.
it's more than two, but it's two. I'm having trouble getting my character sheet to work. Sorry.
Is there anything that Cooter or Hayden would like to do to try and figure out what happened here?
Perception 12.
Okay. Hayden.
What did you guys want me to roll?
It's up to
Anyway,
you.
about my passive perception.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know if I have much to offer here. I'll just, I guess, roll perception.
Sure.
I say that and I roll in that funny.
I guess.
That's 24 total.
Too
Okay.
good.
I was
And
gonna
then-
say if it might be worth doing a nature check to see if I can see if something like natural had affected the ship or if it was,
I'll allow it.
but I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a 23.
Okay.
No, that's a 25.
Okay.
I can add numbers, yeah.
So I'll start with that. With the nature roll, is you're sort of looking at the remains and the wreckage of this ship. It's apparent to you that based on the damage that was sustained here, no natural creature would have done this. Like your encounter with a dragon turtle, or perhaps some sort of, kraken type beast or something along those lines, doesn't seem to match with what you would think that's the remnants would be of that. So it doesn't appear to be like they were attacked by a creature by any means. Azric, your perception was
15.
a 15. So as you're sort of looking over the ship, you don't recognize any particular markings or anything that would tell you what it is. But you can see that there's clear damage to this ship that seems sort of strange to you. Like there's damage to the hull that don't necessarily look like that they hit rocks. They don't look like they were attacked. It's very strange, the sort of things that you're seeing on the hull. Hayden, with your perception, you see some of like remnants of the rigging. It doesn't look like rigging snapped. Like clearly the mast had fallen and something was wrong with the sails. But there are some ropes where the cuts don't look like they were ripped or sheared off. It looks like that they may have deliberately cut. You're not sure if in sort of your memory banks of sailing of what would a crew would cause them to cut their ropes in an emergency. You're trying to struggle to find like what situation would warrant that, and you're struggling to sort of find something that would make this make sense. Taj, as everyone's sort of looking over the ship, you were sort of closely investigating. Instead of looking at, the whole picture, you're looking for clues here. Something's wrong. You're getting that sense, and you're sort of looking, and you find sort of through the wreckage, a portion of the ship that's sort of, I don't want to say intact because it's definitely not intact. But there is a piece of hull that's floating, that you can find a pile of things like strewn about, like some supplies, ropes, pile of books. And as you're sort of digging through some of these things, you find a logbook or a journal of sorts.
I look in it.
You look and you're kind of going through, you see some reports on sort of cargo. You see reports of treasure plundered, which leads you to believe this ship was probably a pirate ship. At the very least, part of the patronage. And as you're sort of flipping through the pages, the last couple pages are some very quick scrawlings and scribbles that depict a hurried last sort of ditch hope that someone might find this. And it says that this was not an accident. We were not attacked. This was sabotage. And sort of piecing all of this together, it appears what had happened is either coming or going in this strait. Something happened. Someone or someone's purposefully sabotaged this ship to make sure that it didn't make its way to its destination. But with that, you're still unsure of which ship this would be. But you certainly know that what happened to it was foul play.
Dun, dun, dun.
And with that, you continue along on your route until you finally make it back to Black Rind Cove. After a long time away, you make it back to your home port, and you see an interesting sight. Some of you have never probably seen it before in your entire time of being a pirate. Every single slip, dock, save for maybe one or two, are absolutely full. It looks as though every ship that would say they belong to the patronage are at port. You see the likes of the Iron Galleon and Captain Finn Goldbeard, the Shadow's Embrace, the captain known as the Black Siren. You see the Ember's Edge and Captain Red Reese, the Stonebreaker, Captain Ironheart, the Marauder, and Captain Embereye. You see the Banshee, the ship of Captain Blackbeak, amongst other ships part of the patronage. Taj, what comes into your mind as you're seeing this? The only time that you could possibly think of all of the ships coming into dock at Black Wren Cove must be something important. The last time something like this happened was they were voting on a vacancy in the Captain's Congress. So, with that, Black Wren Cove is bustling, overcrowded, as this small series of islands was definitely not enough to handle every single crew from every single pirate ship. But they're making do as you wander over onto the docks and see that the tavern is absolutely overloaded. I think that is a good place to end our episode, and you all can figure out what is going on next time. And with that, thank you all very much for watching the stream. We hope you had fun amidst all the technical difficulties with the stream. Much apologies. We're doing the best we can. But with that, I'm going to put a poll in the chat for you all to vote on. And whoever is the most votes on the MVP of the session will be getting an inspiration to use for next time.
And
So,
we like all used ours this session too. So
yeah, they will definitely need them. So go cast your vote if you are able to over on the Twitch chat and let us know who the MVP of the session would be. But with that, thanks for watching. If you didn't know, we have a YouTube, youtube.com/@cashes and cantrips. Go watch over there. Apparently the stream is much more stable over there.
Oh, yes.
We also have a Discord where you can discuss the crazy episode that just happened today, a vote for captaincy that was much closer than I think anyone could have particularly called.
also, I shared the other Jolly Roger sketches in the Hall of Champions chat. So if you all are one of our supporters, you can go over there and check those sketches out.
pretty cool.
Oh, they're pretty sick. That's awesome. But yeah, definitely go check those out in Discord. The Hall of Champions as well, which are available to our patrons. Just make sure that you connect your Discord to your Patreon to get that. And as well, you can go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/cashless and cantrips. And we thank you very much for watching this evening. That was kind of a wild ride. And with just a few more seconds left on the vote, make sure you get your votes in if you haven't already. That's a wild episode, and I particularly think that this Out of Combat is going to be very interesting because it's going to be Bun, Mac, and Nina for Out of Combat today. So interesting to hear what you all have to
Ladies' night.
say. Yeah, ladies' night.
Let's go.
And make sure to join us on Monday as well for our Toma Knowledge stream, where we're talking about all the new changes that are occurring in the 2024 Player's Handbook update for Dungeons and Dragons that's coming out, I think, in a few short weeks. I guess in a month or so, the new handbook officially comes out. What are you all
talking about next?
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know if
follow
you knew
the Discord,
not.
follow us on Twitter to figure out what we're talking about next. But Azric, you have gotten the MVP for the session. So take your inspiration.
You. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The newly elected captain for second term. I don't know.
I could have been very short if we sunk on that coral.
Yeah. Your first act as captain. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and hanging out with us. And we will see you all next time. Enjoy your weekend and have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
Bye.